I'm Wesley Smith, and I'm here with.
Miss Allen,
Where did you go to college or university?
Glenville State College.
Why do you think it is important for students to go to secondary education or armed forces?
I don't think secondary education or armed forces are for everyone. I think that it's important for everybody to go somewhere after high school and get training or further their education as they see fit. College, if it's right for you, is an excellent opportunity to broaden your horizons. Make sure that you have some sort of degree that you can kind of fall back on. My degree allowed me to live independently, and my time at Glenville State College has fostered a lot of long-term, lifelong relationships for me.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I'm Isabelle Cedeno, and I'm here with.
This is Garrett,
Where did you go to college or university?
West Virginia University.
And why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
I think sometimes it gives you more options to be successful.
My name is Carrie Detterman, and what is your name?
Deborah Wyman.
And where did you go to college?
West Virginia University.
And then why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
Well, I think that after high school, you really need to think about what you want to do for your future, and I think you need to think about what you really like to do because you've been doing it for a long time. And I think that you need to really spend some time researching things that are interesting to you. And I kind of did that, and so I ended up thinking I either wanted to be a nurse or I wanted to be a teacher. And so when I first started college, I wasn't sure, but I then decided to go the teacher route. So, I just think it's important for your future because you always need to be able to take care of yourself. I think that's really important. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. What is your name and where did you go to college or university?
My name is Doug Seckman, and I went to Glenville State College, and I went to West Virginia Wesleyan.
Why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
I believe that both give opportunities to us in this community in West Virginia that we normally wouldn't have. Education is not something that is favorable to some people. So I think going to college gives you the opportunity to expand your world vision and get out and see the world some. And same with armed forces, you can get out and see the world and go different places. So
Absolutely. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, what is your name and where did you go to college or university?
My name's Haley Anglin. I went to Fairmont State University.
Why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
There's a lot of things. You get more job opportunities. Even if you go to school for one thing, you can do a lot more with that degree, and you get opportunities to travel. It's a great time.
All right. What is your name and where did you go to college?
I'm Chief Miller, and I actually didn't go to college right out of high school. I actually joined the military after technical school, and I pursued my education throughout my time in the military. And I've been to a number of different colleges, but the main ones are American Military University, where I achieved my bachelor's degree in world history, and Nebraska University, where I got my master's degree in American history with a minor in Soviet studies. I also have an associate's degree from the Community College of the Air Force in Criminal Justice.
So, and what made you apply for the military or all those colleges? Well, why exactly did you apply to those?
Well, for my family, education was always a big deal, but we didn't have the money for education. So the military was a route that was better than being a mechanic out in the cold of upstate New York. So I enlisted in the military, and I was lucky that I had a supervisor in my first year of the military who felt education was important, and he physically walked me down to the college. He physically signed me up for classes, and every single week, just like having mom and dad at home, I literally had to show them, here are my grades for the week, sir. And that started my lifelong love of learning.
Awesome. And why do you feel that it's important for students to apply for college or secondary, post-secondary education or the military?
I think it's important that we have a plan when we graduate. When you look at the world today, if you don't have a plan for post-secondary education, the military, or trade school, we'll throw trade school in there as well, what are you going to do? Pump gas down here at Gomart? It's going to help you get ahead in life and really break the cycle so you guys can see the rest of the world and really see what the world's about.
All right. What is your name and where did you go to college?
My name is Mr. Simpson, and I went to Cedarville University for my undergraduate, then Trinity Evangelical Divinity School for my master's in theological studies, and then West Liberty University for my alternative teacher license certification.
Awesome. And why do you feel it's important for your students to apply for your post-secondary education or the armed forces?
Honestly, it's both present the opportunities for you to go and study your fields of interest, things that subjects and areas of interest that you find particularly intriguing and interesting that you find suitable to you. And both options allow you to broaden your horizons and even open up doors for various opportunities, whether it's through the armed forces or through your post-secondary education. So the more experiences and education that you allow yourself, the more doors and opportunities can be presented to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
I'm Wesley Smith, and I'm here with.
Casey Rittenhouse, the school nurse.
Where did you go to college or university?
My first degree, I went to Fairmont State University and got a forensics degree, and then I went back later in life to West Virginia Wesleyan and got a bachelor's in nursing.
Why do you think it is important for students to sign up for post-secondary classes or the armed forces?
I believe everybody needs a path. Sometimes the first path you take isn't always the one that you end up going with, but just know that you always need to learn stuff and to take care of yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, what is your name and where did you go to college or university?
Dustin Koger, Fairmont State University, and Salem University.
Why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
I think that students should have all options possible for after high school.
Perfect, thank you.
I'm Carrie Detterman. I'm here with.
Mrs. Kaiser.
And what college did you go to?
I went to Glenville State College for my undergrad and WVU for my graduate work.
And why do you feel like it's important for students to apply for post-secondary education or the armed forces?
Well, I actually did both. I joined the National Guard and went to the Army Band to pay for my education because my family didn't have a lot of money. And I went to Glenville State. Well, I think it's important to apply for college because my parents taught me that education equals independence, and they didn't want me to have to ever rely on anyone else, that I could support myself. So that was important. And I went to Glenville State College because it was a strong teacher college. I knew I always wanted to be a teacher, and it had a small town atmosphere, and you got a lot of individualized attention that way. So don't regret anything that I did.
I'm here with.
Mr. Durden. Sorry.
And where did you go to college or university?
I went to West Virginia Wesleyan College.
Why do you think it's important for students to sign up for post-secondary classes or the armed forces?
Pursuing any kind of post-secondary education opens lots of opportunities for your future. So that's why I think it's important.
Okay. Thank you.
WVU for undergraduate, and I went to George Washington University for my master's.
Why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
Well, I think it gives you an opportunity to further your education, explore opportunities, and figure out what you're going to do with your life. That's kind of what it did for me.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, what is your name and where did you go to college or university?
My name is Mrs. Davis McCoy, and I did undergraduate and my first master's degree at West Virginia Wesleyan College, and I just recently got a second master's degree from WVU.
Cool. Okay, why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
So I do believe that it's important because in today's world we have so many jobs that are open when you do apply to either college or go to college and finish, or the armed forces, because they do help, you know, pay for schooling afterward or giving good real world experience.
Perfect, thank you.
And I got my BS. Am I supposed to look at this? I got my BS at Fairmont State College, my master's from Liberty, my education specialist from Liberty, and I have a graduate certificate from Marshall University.
Perfect. Why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
I feel it's important just to try to better yourself. You don't necessarily have to go to college. You can go to a trade school, a technical school. It's very important to have a skill so that you can learn and you can earn. Scratch that. So I think it's important to better yourself and always be a lifelong learner.
Perfect, thank you.
Now, you got to ask me why I applied, because I told my dad I was going to do this.
Okay.
So,
what made you apply to college?
To be truthful, my parents did not give me a choice, and I'm so glad that they didn't. I am a first-generation college graduate. My parents were very successful without college, but my dad wanted children who were able to have a college education, and so I really wasn't ever given a choice. But I am very glad that my parents pushed me to be and to learn and to get degrees so that I can work with kids, because without my degrees, I cannot work with the kids that I work with. And that's
perfect.
All right. What is your name and where did you go to college?
My name's Alan Heath. I went to WVU.
Some sauce.
In Morgantown. You want to know how many times?
Oh, yeah.
I went twice. I went once for my bachelor's, once for my master's.
Yeah, both for music?
Yep.
Thank you. And what was your favorite part about WVU?
Probably the Pride of West Virginia, the WVU Marching Band.
Thank you. And why do you feel it's important for your students to apply for your post-secondary education?
It gets you out of the small town mentality a lot, and it allows you to find out who you really are. You get to meet people from all around the world, and you get to discover new things.
Thank you.
My name is Karen. What is your name?
I'm Miss Ramey.
Okay. And what college did you apply for and go to?
I went to Glenville State College.
And then why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
Because it's an investment in your future. You have more options, more choices in what career that you have when you have training, and that's important.
Thank you.
What is your name and where did you go to college or university?
My name is Cinda Jameson and I went to West Virginia University.
Why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education?
Okay, so post-secondary education doesn't always mean college. It's not for everybody because a lot of really good careers come from, doing your CTE classes, or Tri-County, all that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of different careers out there that you can, have a nice life with. But it's important to get some sort of post-secondary education because otherwise, not to put down, working at Wendy's or whatever, that's great, but that is never going to pay enough to have a really nice life and to provide well for your family and your children. Plus, you should really want to be lifelong learners. I am a kind of a nerd. I've got 4 college degrees because I can't stop, wanting to learn new things and stuff. So it's super, super important to do that.
I'm here with
Mr. Harris.
Where did you go to college or university?
I went to Glenville State College and I went to Liberty University.
Why do you think it is important for students to sign up for post-secondary classes or armed forces?
One, if you sign up for college classes while you're in high school, saves you a bunch of money. The armed forces gives you a purpose, gives you something to do after high school, and then going to college lets you make more money in your life. Who doesn't like more money?
I'm here with
Mr. Faley.
Where did you go to college or university?
I went to West Virginia University.
Why do you think it is important for students to sign up for post-secondary classes or armed forces?
I think it's important to challenge yourself and open options to yourself after high school, whether you want to go to college or you want to go to a trade school and find work that way.
Thank you so much.
Okay, what is your name and where did you go to college or university?
I'm Hannah Koger. I went to Fairmont State, and I also went to Salem International University.
Why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
It provides students with opportunity and ability to grow.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, what is your name and where did you go to college or university?
My name is Carrie Lambert, and I went to undergraduate at West Virginia University, and I got my graduate degree from Old Dominion University in Virginia.
Perfect. Why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
I think there's a variety of reasons of why you apply to go to college and or the armed forces, but I do believe one of the biggest reasons why you apply is it opens up your future to the world. Whether you choose to go to college and pick a career that not only interests you, that can lead you to a different part of the country, the armed forces can do the same, but it could open up the world to you somewhere where you never thought you could land. You may get to see it and not only see the world, you may see a different part of the country throughout your years. And so I think leaving high school and looking at all the different possibilities is something that every high school student should really think about.
Okay, what is your name and where did you go to college or university?
My name is Mrs. Eiler, and I went to Glenville State before it became a university. I also served the United States Air Force, so it's a twofer. So I did both options.
Okay, why do you feel it's important for students to apply for post-secondary education or the armed forces?
I think with post-secondary, there are a lot of positions, a lot of jobs that require you to attend college. So obviously, if you choose a profession that you want to be in, you have to go to post-secondary school. Trade school is also considered post-secondary, and if you're into doing things with your hands, that's also incredibly important to get that type of training. And with the military, it's if you're not sure what you want to do with your life, you can commit to 4 years. You get 4 years time. And in that 4 years of time, you get this amazing benefit called the GI Bill. So you can attempt at possibly doing post-secondary after serving. Or you may find that being in the military is your jam. Ultimately, all options open doors that otherwise would be closed, and I highly encourage everybody to check out all the options because there's more than one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your name and where did you go to college and university?
My name is Mackenzie Smith. I went to Glenville State College from 2013 to 2018, and then I got my master's degree from WVU when I became a teacher.
Okay, why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
I think it's important, especially in West Virginia, because we need that experience, that education. It gives you so many opportunities. It gave me the opportunity to travel out of the country and to meet people that are still in my life today.
I'm here with
Mrs. Burkett.
Where did you go to college and what did you major?
Sure, I went to college at Marshall University. I majored in business administration, emphasis in accounting, and my master's, also from Marshall University, is in nonprofit leadership.
Why do you think it is important for students to sign up for a post-secondary class or the armed forces?
Sure. So college or the armed forces, they will create opportunities that you may not find if you just enter the workforce. College is a great opportunity for students to be able to learn about themselves, to learn new skills, to learn critical thinking skills, and to explore different career options.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sarah Darnell.
And where did you go to college and what was your degree?
So I got my undergraduate degree from Marshall University in pre-K to K and elementary K to 6. And then I went to West Virginia University and I got my master's in special education. And then that's K through adult. And I also have my certification in Technology Integration Specialist and Technology System Specialist. And that was through a program offered by the state that I took courses through Concord to finish. And then I also have my computer science that is 5 through 7.
why do you think it's important for students to apply to post-secondary classes and armed forces?
So for me, it was a nice transition coming out of high school into continuing into college and courses. I found what I was interested in and what I wanted to do through that. So I was the kind of person that needed that extra time to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and I feel like the armed forces or college helps you achieve that.
What is your name and where did you go to college?
I went to WVU and Marshall.
And what was your favorite part about college?
I enjoyed everything about college. I enjoyed the friendships that I made. I enjoyed forging relationships with professors and making contacts and learning new content.
And why do you feel it's important for your students to apply for your post-secondary education or the armed forces?
I think it's important because you need a skill, you need a trade, you need some kind of direction. And going into the military or going into college or a trade school or junior college, whatever you might choose, it gives you a direction, it gives you a foot up. I think it's super important to have that in our new job market so that you can have direction and you can get paid for what you know.
Thank you for your time, Ms. White.
They call me Mr. D out here. My name is Nicholas Anthony DeJosiah. Some call me Dr. DeJosiah, Dr. D. Just don't call me late for dinner D, no doubt about it. Yeah, I went to college. I was just telling all these students behind you all. Started in 1996, Johnson & Wales University, Providence, Rhode Island. Dropped out after about 2 months with the girlfriend of a dude who became the lead guitarist in a band called Taking Back Sunday. They ended up going mega. Ended up then going to community college, Suffolk County Community College in Long Island, New York. Did about 6 years there, working full time while I'm doing that, doing carpets for my pop. Then end up having a very, very lucky opportunity to go to a local private college. Did 2 years there. I was going full steam ahead, got my bachelor's degree, and got my certification with a dual major of history and secondary education. Then by 2005, I start teaching in New York City, 2004-05, and actually 04, and I go to Hunter College for my master's degree. I leave there after the first semester, and I go to Lehman College, which was the initial Hunter College in the Bronx, New York, right down the road from Bronx Science, and not far from where hip-hop started in 1976 on Sedgwick Avenue.
I think it might have been easier to ask where he didn't go to college. All right, and what made you apply to all these colleges?
The dream, the American dream, the opportunity of a lifetime. See, my family's labor workers and service workers, so I was the first kid in my family to go to college. I got the biggest degree out of everybody in my family, your aunts, uncles, and all that jazz. But one cool little tidbit about me you may not know. I got a cousin. It's actually my pop's first cousin. His name's Jim Florio. He became a district attorney of New Jersey, and in 1990, he became the governor of New Jersey from 90 to 94. Some cool little piece. But the reason I went to college is because I saw something bigger in myself that I needed that degree to utilize to unlock the doors. But remember this, big dogs, who's ever watching this, you don't need college to unlock those doors. If you're hitting them trades up, if you're in the military, if you're in law enforcement, follow your heart. Your heart knows what's going to happen in your future. Like Steve Jobs says, you can't connect the dots looking forward. When you look back, you start to connect. You can see why you did what you did.
And just one last question. Why do you feel it's important for your students to apply to post-secondary education in the armed forces?
That's a great question, Nate. No doubt about it. Sort of just echoing what I just mentioned. This is what's going to establish the future you. So you got that dream that you've been seeing up here. The whole trick is to hold it out here. And that's going to require a little bit of structure, a little bit of discipline. Because in the end, if you could follow me, my cameraman, discipline in essence is all about freedom. And that's what education is all about, true education. So those that understand that, hey, you get yourself a little more understanding regarding critical thinking, you get yourself a good skill set, anything you want, man, it's right around the corner. All it is this, bro. You know what that is? Just a little bit of time. That's all we got in this world. Enjoy every moment of it.
All right, thank you for your time, Mr. Lee. I appreciate it.
God bless you.
What is your name and where did you go to college or university?
My name is Debbie Gump, Mrs. Gump, and I went to Fairmont State. Not Fairmont State University, but Fairmont State, and that kind of means all.
All right. And what was your favorite part of college?
My favorite part of college was probably meeting new people from around the state, from around our country, and forming those relationships that have lasted throughout my lifetime since graduating.
Cool. Why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
To establish a career, to go to college, to become a professional teacher, to make a career path. I was the first person in my family to graduate college, and I will say I have kind of a postscript up here. All three of my kids have degrees, so I carried that tradition on. And going into the military, that is also great. You're defending your country, you're volunteering, you're preserving our democracy. And we need all of you. We need all of you out there being productive citizens. That's part of being a good citizen and making the most out of your life. We all need to be, and I know each and every one of you do.
Pretty good. All right. Thank you for your time, Ms. Gump. Appreciate it.
I'm here with
Lieutenant Colonel Kevin Diamond.
What college or university did you attend?
So I got my undergraduate degree from West Virginia University in sociology and anthropology. I got my master's degree through Mountain State University in strategic leadership.
And why do you think it is important for students to sign up for secondary post classes or armed forces?
So I think it gives everybody various options to pursue things that they're interested in, whether that be post-secondary education. I think you don't even really need to finish college. You may try college and decide that's not for you, but I think it shows future employers that you have initiative to try things and put yourself in uncomfortable positions. The military is also a great option for people that know they don't want to go to college because it gives you instantaneous employment. It also gives you healthcare benefits, living capabilities. It also looks great on a resume because if you only do 4 years in the military and decide to get out, you already have that on your resume. Employers know you know how to work as a team, you know how to show up for work on time, and you took the initiative to do something more.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, what is your name and where did you go to college or university?
My name is Mr. Fisher, and I graduated from Fairmont State University, first graduating class of Fairmont State University.
That's so cool. Why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
Let me say this. Even if you're unsure if you want to go to a 2-year, 4-year technical school, I would go ahead and apply for the FAFSA, just because right now when all of the money is there, you'll see the true what your financial aid package would be, because there's federal grants out there as well as college loans. And now with the whole package being open to everybody, you'll be able to receive more of the grant. So even if you're unsure, go ahead and do it, and then you already know what your financial aid package will look like if you decide to go that route. And to go to the military route, some people need that discipline and structure in their life. So if you're one of those, I would advise, do that. And if, I know it's not a thing, but go talk to Chief and Lieutenant Colonel and maybe get into ROTC, and that will help out also. And by the way, just so you know, that if you do decide to go to a 2-year, 4-year school and want to go to the military, go ahead and join ROTC in that university, because you will go in as a second lieutenant and make more money. So that's just a different route. So you're not going the enlisted route. You can go the officer route and still go ahead and do your 2-year, 4-year degree.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm here with
Mr. Roy.
And where did you go to college?
Undergrad, I went to West Virginia Wesley in Buchanan, and then for graduate studies, I went to WVU.
Why do you think it's important for students to enroll in post-secondary education or the armed forces?
Actually, I believe in what we used to call the 3 E's. You need to go on further for education, enlistment in the armed forces, or employment in the workforce. And I think it's our responsibility as a school and our society's responsibility to get students ready for that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, what is your name and where did you go to college or university?
Well, I'm Mrs. Teresa Johnston, and I went to Columbia State College for my undergrad in math and general science, and then I went to WVU and got my master's in administration.
Okay, why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
It's very important because, we need teachers, we need doctors, we need lawyers, but we also need plumbers, we need, diesel mechanics, we need people in the industry, bricklayers, everything. And my brothers were in the Air Force, so yes, I think we need that there too. And I have 2 nephews, well, actually 3 nephews, 2 in the Air Force and 1 in the Army, so it's very important to do that. And plus, you want to make a good money, you need to have those skills.
Name and why did you go to college?
My name is Mrs. White. I went to West Virginia Wesleyan College, and then I went to Fairmont State University for my master's degree.
What was your favorite part of college?
My favorite part of college was making friends and just getting out into the real world and having that independence and achieving my life goals.
Why do you feel it's important for students to apply to secondary education or armed forces?
I think it is good for students to apply to college because it gives them that independence and real world experience, and it makes you come up with goals in your life to achieve.
All right, thank you. You're welcome.
What is your name and where did you go to college?
My name is Miss Branham, and I went to school at Fairmont State University.
And what was your favorite part of college?
I think my favorite part of college was just learning some new things that I didn't know before, getting to know my professors, getting to know other students, and just being in a different situation than I was in high school.
It's awesome. And then why do you think it's important for kids to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
There's more opportunities with those things. You have more career opportunities than what if you just graduated high school. There's more opportunities to make more money or to be more advanced than just graduating high school.
That's awesome. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Where did you go to college at?
My name is Mr. Harold, and I went to Glenville State University.
What was your favorite part of college?
I loved learning new things. I loved making new friends. I loved history, so all of my history classes were wonderful. My professors are still my friends to this day. That was my favorite part of college.
Why do you think it's important for students to enroll in secondary education or armed forces?
In secondary education, I think it's important because education never stops. Okay, there's always higher levels you can go to. You should push yourself to be as educated as possible, especially in this world that we live in today. It's best to be as educated as possible.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
What is your name and where did you go to college or university?
Johnny Oldecker. I went to West Virginia Wesleyan and then also just finished up Marshall University.
Okay. Why do you feel it's important for students to apply to post-secondary education or the armed forces?
Well, I think it's a real good educational thing as well as armed forces. Getting to see the world, the money that they post nowadays, the education that they can provide through the military. As far as college, I don't think college is for everyone, but it's for a lot of them. And then what I do here as in building trades is help the others that don't go to college learn a new trade.
Hello, what is your name and where did you go to college?
Mrs. Labbarker, and I went to Fairmont State.
Awesome. And what made you apply for your Fairmont State?
I actually didn't even know there was a choice. I thought I was supposed to go to college no matter what, but you go for more opportunities.
All right. And why do you feel it's important for your kids to apply for your post-secondary education or the armed forces?
There's more out there, and I want people to better themselves.
I think that's good. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hello. What is your name and where did you go to college?
I am Mr. Parks, and I graduated with my bachelor's degree from Glenville State College.
All right. And what made you apply for Glenville State?
Glenville State was it was very convenient for me because I could still work, have a job. That way I could keep my student loans down and still travel to college. And it is a good reputable college to graduate from.
Awesome. And one last question. Why do you feel it is important for students to apply for armed forces or secondary education?
Secondary education was important to me because I was in the field of law enforcement and got my criminal justice degree from there. So if you want to be better at your job, college is definitely the way to go. The military offers very good options as well, including college tuition and whatnot. So both are very valuable options for students who graduate.